Hey guys, after this here for today's tech review, I'll be reviewing the iPhone 12 Pro. I'll be going over certain things about it in today's tech review and also be talking about should you buy it, is it worth it, because there are a few things about it like, oh, should you spend the extra $100 for an extra camera? Is it really that different? Is it really make a difference? Do you really want to spend extra $100 for a different, design different material and different or another camera? Should you really bump it up to the 12 Pro? I'll be talking about that in today's video. So in any words, let's get right into this. Okay, so a quick overview of the phone. It starts at $1,000. The base storage is 128, 256, and 512. So I mean, I'm rocking the 128 here. So I think that's enough for most people. Oh yeah, at least that's what I think. The display is a Super Retina XDR OLED 1080 display, or well, it's just above 1080, but still better than last year with its 720 display. And it comes with ceramic shield as well, which is like 4 times or 8 times like resistant to breaking or shattering, but scratch resistance isn't that better. I feel like it's almost worse in a sense. But anyway, it comes with 3 fancy cameras. You got I believe like an ultra wide, and you got your telephoto, all your fancy smancy cameras, okay? And then also with those cameras, they come with Dolby Vision, and I got the different design at the matte textured back, and then you have your stainless steel, which looks nice, although it is a fingerprint magnet, and you probably want to wipe it down pretty much constantly if you want to keep it super clean, which really won't happen anyway. But so let's first dive into the first thing, which I kind of started off already, the design. So the design is a stainless steel, okay, and then you have the flat design right there, but you have the frosted matte glass. I don't know why I had to think about that, but it's a nice texture. It has a nice look to it. Honestly, I really like it compared to last year's. The blue, I mean, I can rock the blue. I mean, blue's nice, but I feel like gold is a bit better, a little flashier. But also, along with the new design, it's a lot easier to hold in your hands. Like when I'm holding it, I never feel like I'm gonna lose control of the phone. Like I never feel I'm going to just I'm gonna drop it, because with the iPhone 11 or like the curved edges phones, I feel like it's a lot slippier in your hands, and you kind of almost gonna let go of it. But this one, the flat edges kind of give you more grip, I feel like. But that's just me. That's just kind of preference in a sense. So anyway, cameras. Now the cameras are very good, because the iPhone 12 comes with only 2 cameras, like a telephoto and an ultra wide. This one comes with telephoto and then like 2 ultra wide or something like that around there. And overall here, let me go into the camera app. It takes very good photos. You have your 0.5 to zoom out, and then you have 2 times X to zoom in. Now the one thing with this is the ultra wide it's kind of trash, to be honest. It's pretty well. It's not trash. If it's in good lighting, it's pretty good. I can take pictures like here, or I'll take a picture like right here. It's good, but it's a bit grainy, especially at night. Because at night, it's trash. I mean, I know it has the new night mode, and like new kind of better photography in night mode. But when you're using ultra wide camera, I mean, it's kind of bad. I mean, I don't really use it that often because of how the camera quality is. I mean, it gets the job done if it's in like direct sunlight, and then if it has like good lighting, it's gonna look pretty nice. But if you're just overall using it, you'll see that's pretty grainy. Although, I mean, it's what we expected essentially. But yeah, let's go into photos. I know I'm kind of jumping here. So the photos are very good. When you're taking a standard photo, it's got that great we call that, like you go to pull out the camera app and then quickly take a photo. It looks good, like the point and shoot. I think that's what it's called. I believe so. And so you got your different options here. You have your standard stuff you find in iOS camera system. You have your flash, you have your clock and everything. Oh, also Apple Pro RAW, which looks pretty nice. Okay, so you use Apple Pro RAW for like more advanced or slightly advanced, more options to tune the photo, if that makes any sense. Like you can take a picture of Apple Pro RAW, and then you can, tune it better than what you can for a standard photo. Like it still uses like the Optifine, like it still like kind of changes it, if that makes sense. But it kind of takes that stuff away. Like if I want to look a video up on this, I don't really know too much about it, but all I know is like kind of a pro feature, pro. I mean, obviously in the name, but Anyway, in terms of videos are great. You have the HDR, which looks amazing. Let me get a quick wipe down on this. I'll take a quick video here. You have your 4K, 60 frames per second, Dolby Vision HDR, which looks very nice, especially in light, you know, in the sunshine. I mean, generally in everything else too. I'm not saying the camera's only good in sunlight. Obviously, every camera's good in sunlight, better in sunlight. But you know, it's the Dolby Vision. It's very nice. It's very nice. And in terms of videos too, with the storage files, you probably don't want to take too many HDR videos because those can take up a lot of storage space. Well, not really a lot, but like it's a bigger file than compared to like a standard HD 30 frames per second like video. But like everything works, you know, it's all good. Not too many complaints besides like the ultra wide camera, because it's not too bad. I mean, it works, but it's kind of grainy on the edges, which is what I found out. But in other words, it's fine. And so moving on here, battery life. How is battery life on the iPhone 12 Pro? Now, let me check here. So the average battery life I seem to get on here is 5 hours. So 5 hours for screen on time. I'm on the actual like battery section, not the screen on time. I'm talking about actually battery life. Last charge to 97% over the last 10 days. Seems like it gets 5 hours screen on time. Now, I don't usually daily drive this phone. I daily drive a iPhone 12 Pro Max, which I get about 8 to 9 or 7 to 9 hours of screen on time. But on the iPhone 12 Pro, you get about 5 hours screen on time. So it's actually not too bad. I mean, if you're using it kind of medium use, light use, it gets you through the day. But like as people have been saying, it's the physical battery is smaller than last year's. It's only an hour difference compared to last year's, but it's still good battery life. It'll get you through the whole day. We have these phones for about 1 to 2 months already, and the maximum battery capacity is at 100%. So battery life overall is doing well, doing fine. So you won't really have a problem with that at all. Okay, so display. So I do have a few things to talk about this. The display, like I said, is a 1080 HDR, you know, super retina display and everything. Now, my main kind of complaints with it is that it gets scratches a little more easier, I feel like, because I've already had a scratch on the iPhone, on this iPhone specifically. Only one, but towards the top right. On my iPhone 12 Pro Max, I already had like a few scratches, like 2 scratches already, which I've heard complaints saying that the screen scratches very easily. Like as soon as you take it out of the box, and let's say you put it down for a quick second, and you pick it back up, and it's like, wait, hold up, scratches. I've heard people been like, you know, complaining about that, which is that's kind of sucks. But you know, I guess we're a screen protector if we want to eliminate that problem. All right, so the notch. I don't really see a problem with the notch. When you're watching videos, you really can't. Well, I'm not actually watching a video, but you really can't tell it's there. It's kind of a blind spot essentially. I mean, the notch is not the problem if it's like too thick. It's just it's kind of long, and so it kind of gets in the way when you're watching videos or playing a game like on landscape mode. So in terms of watching videos with the notch, it won't really make that much of a difference. You won't be able to see it because if you're watching in 16.9, like, you know, 16:9 ratio, you won't even be able to see it. But if you zoom in, then that makes a difference. Like if you're playing a game that takes up all of the area, as you can see there, the notch will get in the way. It would get pretty annoying. But other than that, really won't even like see it when you're actually doing stuff, because you'll pretty much be having it like this. And it just displays the time and everything, so it doesn't even really extract anything besides like the little time stuff. But that's pretty much about it, because if you're watching videos like this, it won't make a difference. Even if you're just kind of playing around in home screen, it doesn't really extract really anything besides, you know, the little section of the top with the time. But other than that, it won't even matter. But anyway, back to the video. If you're going to talk about the screen, talk about the bezels. The bezels are sharper. They're smaller than last year, which is very nice when you're watching videos. And it's pretty nice to watch full HDR videos or really any videos just watching in zoomed in like YouTube or whatever. Of course, it takes up some of the space. You know, I usually just watch like this, but overall, it's very good. Okay, so 5G, or well, I'm on LTE right now, but 5G just got real. 5G. Really, 5G, really? Is it that better? Can you tell the difference? Is there a reason to upgrade? No, don't do that. Don't upgrade. Don't buy this phone because of 5G. Don't buy it because, oh, it's gonna give me better battery life. It's gonna, no, or not better battery life, but it's gonna give me better speed. It's gonna, you know, it's gonna solve all my problems. it won't, because it's going to actually drain the battery life by 1 or 2 hours more or faster. And it doesn't, you can't really tell that much of a difference, to be honest. I mean, if you're actually like using the phone, well, from my experience, when I'm using my iPhone 12 Pro Max, like I'm at school, I could tell it's a bit faster, because when I was on my iPhone 11, I could tell like the speed was kind of slower, like stuff would load slower. When I got 5G, it kind of solved that problem. Like the speeds were a bit faster, but it really isn't a reason to upgrade. Which the average person will not notice that 5G it's like working and making it faster. But what they will notice is that the fact it drains your battery life, just their battery life just go poof. It's just gone. It knocks off like 2 hours of actual like screen time. So I wouldn't recommend buying this phone because of 5G, because it's not all that real. I mean, yeah, it's real. Faster speeds, yeah, it's true. It's all true. It's just that, is it really that good of what Apple's been saying it was? It's not really, because you're sacrificing battery life for faster speeds, even though most, like the average consumer isn't going to really care about that. But, I mean, that's my opinion, and that's what's 5G on this phone. I mean, overall, it's actually really good. We use Verizon, but it's not as great as Apple intends it to be. But anyway, let's move on here. Magsafe. 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 Now, what do I think of Magsafe, and how does it work with the iPhone 12 Pro? Now, Magsafe, it charges at 18 or 15 or 18 watts. No, 15 watts of charging for wireless charge, and it magnetizes to the back of the phone pretty nicely. Now, my overall experience with Magsafe, it's actually really good. I mean, the one thing you're going to notice right away is that it heats up your phone. Like, if you're using your phone and charging with Magsafe, it's going to heat your phone up pretty quickly. It's going to get hot. And when your phone gets hot, it's not going to charge as fast as it would if it wasn't hot, if it was cool. So, I mean, it's overall good, but that's one problem with it, is that it heats your phone up pretty quickly. And but wireless charging in general isn't really that efficient, because anyway, you're just plugging it into a plug. So, it's not like wireless in a sense. But I mean, it is very nice to just be like, oh, I'm gonna quickly like run out and go do something, but I'm gonna put my phone down so real quick. There you go. It's pretty nice. I mean, the animation is really cool. But I mean, when you're like the whole point of Magsafe was to be able to just knock your device on the charge and take it off without any problems. But when you take your charger off, or you go to like, let's say you accidentally let's say you accidentally knock it to your charger, walk it to your charger, and you go, whoop, the phone is going absolutely with it. You know, you see there, let's say you just kind of stepped on it, and then your charger goes flying, and the phone goes flying with it. So that's also a pet peeve. There's two of them right there. Heat, and then the problem of it not really sticking, or not be able to just be like, right, boom, without it, you know, going flying with the charger. But overall, I actually really like it. There's also a few Magsafe accessories, which I guess I'll just jump into this now. You get the Apple wallet. I don't know why I said like that, but I did a separate review on this, so if you want to check that out, then you can. But overall, it sticks pretty well. Well, with a case, that is. When the wallet is sticking on the phone, see that it wobbles a lot. So it's not really sticky as if you would use a case. But yeah, overall, Magsafe is pretty good in terms of charging. I mean, I only use it when I want to leisure charge, when I want to just be like, oh, I'm gonna quickly do something, boom. Or if I'm just gonna leave it overnight, I'll just use this, because I do fast charge my phone, because I have a RAV Power 90 watt fast charging brick. Although I only use it for like when I gotta go in a hurry, which is not what I use for going in a hurry. It's only if I use it if I just want to knock it on. It's kind of a cool thing. But overall, that's a Magsafe. And also with the silicone case, which I'll just include here. As you can see there, it snaps on, and like it has a little, okay. Oops, let's try that again. Okay, so you would slap it on. As you can see there, pretty nice. Silicone case, and with Magsafe, it hooks on very well. No problems there. Anyway, no problems there with Magsafe, other than those two pet peeves, it getting hot, and the kind of thing where it's like, oh, let me walk, whoops, there it goes, there goes the phone. So anyway, let's move on here. Alright, so what are my honest thoughts on the iPhone 12 Pro? Well, honestly, I think it's kind of small. I mean, this is my preference, because I got used to the 12 Pro Max, which is bigger, and I feel like that fits in my hands a little, well, not better, but like I feel like that phone is like average size. 6.7 inches is like average size. I know for the most, like the average person, that's the complete opposite. But overall, it's a good phone. It's just, is it that better than, let's say, 11 Pro, which I did a review on that one too. Link it like up here or something. So, I mean, like if you're gonna pay 100, like let's say the iPhone 12. The iPhone 12, you could get it up to 128 gigabytes and or I don't know, like 128, 256 or something like that. But you could load the iPhone 12 up, and it can almost get pretty close to this price. And the only thing different between this and the iPhone 12 is design, camera, and that's kind of it because they're the same size. And the iPhone 12 actually has a longer battery life. Now I've actually tested this myself, but it actually has a longer battery life because of the way of because of the camera or something like that. But overall, I mean, it's kind of a weird kind of choice because if you want a camera, a good camera, just get a 12 Pro Max. If you don't really care for like the extra camera, maybe like you only care for the zoom in, and you just want something that kind of works in a nice phone, and you don't really care about the color or like the design or like the material design, to get the 12, or just get 11 Pro or 11 Pro Max. They were like refurbished, and so it's kind of a hard choice to sell this because you can just be like, it depends on what you like. If you care about camera, get a Pro Max. If you don't really care about the other extra stuff on here, then just save $100 and get a 12. Let's move on here to, should you buy it? It's kind of a hard sell, like I said before. I mean, it really depends. Cause I wouldn't recommend it really, because if you care about the camera, you care about you want a bigger size maybe. Like if you're like me, and this is kind of almost small to you, then you can get a Pro Max. Well, if you don't mind saving $100 for no extra lens and no stainless steel, they get a 12. But I mean, it's kind of hard to sell it. It really depends on what you like. So in conclusion, this is the 12 Pro review. Hope this really helps you understand the 12 Pro and like whether you should buy it or maybe you should wait for next year. Because overall, I mean, it's a good phone. It's just that it's kind of hard to sell this because like you could get 11 Pro, which is very similar to this, except there's no 5G and no cool design, and that's kind of it. Because you're really just missing out on color and like design, and that's about it. And so I can't tell you like, oh, it's got a good camera, because now it's no longer like with Pro and then Pro Max, it's no longer just bigger size, it's just bigger size and bigger camera, bigger and better battery with the Pro Max. This battery, I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's a decent phone. Like, it's a good phone. It's just that it's hard to sell compared to its like rivals, which is rivals. I mean, not saying Android is rivals. I'm saying like literally like older phone that it's rivals, because it's kind of a hard sell to sell this when consumers find out, wait, 11 Pro, isn't that the same thing? They are wrong. So anyway, that's it for a tech review. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. I need